Hey everybody, welcome back to another severe storm film or weather forecast. In this update, we're going to be monitoring a clipper system that is going to be dropping through the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes region as we go into your New Year's Eve time frame tomorrow, as well as an active pattern that could be setting up stage for much of the United States. If not a very much colder pattern for everybody. So let's get right into it. Okay, so just to let everyone know, this I believe I'm going to try my best not to put any hype in here. If I do, you may mention it in the comments. I can accept anything you guys say on here, but alright, so anyways, before I start, I just want to give a shout out to two channels, One Nation Weather and Weather Watcher. They are very professional weather forecasters, well, in my opinion at least, and they provide no hype weather forecasts, meaning that they don't hype things up. Like, they don't say, hey, there's going to be a snowstorm 300 hours out, and then the next day, hey, it's inaccurate, the model's changed. They provide short-term details, and they provide it within 10 days. So guys, if you hype up your videos, please stop. I mean, I'm not saying this like in a mean way, but hypers do not say accurate forecasts. Alright, so there's no sense in posting the forecast if you hype things up all the time. But learning's a lesson for everybody, so we'll take it at that. But anyways, we have a forecast to get to, so let's go. One Nation Weather and Weather Watcher, if you watch this, put a comment below if you really want to. Alright, let's get right into this. Okay, so we have a clipper system to talk about here. You can see as we go into the overnight hours here, you can see that clipper system is going to start to get going with the low center over portions of Illinois, getting into the Great Lakes region right there. And then it really starts to intensify as we go into your New Year's Eve morning hours tomorrow. Here you can see 10 a.m., perhaps a couple bands of snow going through the Ohio Valley. And I just wanted to mention, too, that some of these bands could consist high winds with them. 30-plus miles per hour certainly possible, especially in the Great Lakes here, though Ohio can't rule it out as well. The main activity really doesn't start to come in until about afternoon hours here. This is the part where the clipper system is going to get very active with the low centered west of Fort Wayne here. It's not that hard to spot. It's never hard to spot with clipper systems. But anyways, you can see heavier bands out ahead of this rain here. You can see rain changing to snow. Back here with that cold front draped over that area right there. And then as we go into this time frame, that low continues to spin over portions of northern Indiana. Perhaps a narrow, heavy snow band by the time we get into New Year's Eve, actual New Year's Eve, 6 p.m. tomorrow here. And then as we go into the timing of where people are probably going to be traveling to people's houses, like I'm going to travel to my dad's friend's house for a game night. Take it for example. Watch the radar closely, or perhaps delay your travel if you run into any of these snow squalls. Because like I said before, some of these snow squalls can produce winds upwards of 30 miles per hour. And winds could be even higher than that in some areas. So just be mindful of that. And have a way to receive special weather statements if you can. And lake effect squall warnings. Alright, as we continue into the ball drop timing here, 11 p.m., that's good enough. 12 a.m., there we go. I tried my best. There we go. I stopped it just in time. When the ball drops, we have snow coming down in this entire area. Some is light, some is moderate, some is heavy. Though in this entire Great Lakes and Ohio Valley region, we have heavy snow, especially in this area right here, coming down when the balls are dropping here. If you're at Times Square, light to moderate snow coming down for y'all. I believe New York is over here, and I don't exactly know where Times Square is, so don't judge me, people. But we have rain mixed with snow at this time. Obviously, things could change. Snow could probably shift more south if that were to happen. But you see what I'm talking about. There is going to be snow when the ball drops tomorrow. especially if you're in this entire area right here. This is the area likely to see the most snow, though some mix can't be ruled out down here in portions of eastern Tennessee. All right, now that we're done talking about this system, now we're going to start talking about the pattern change and potentially cold burr ahead. Let's get right to it. Okay, so I discussed that we have a new weather pattern that's going to set up here, but what do I exactly mean by that? Before I want to start talking about this, I just want everyone to know that I'm not doing any hype with this. There's a lot of uncertainty going into this weather forecast, so it is within 10 days, so some of these systems are definitely possible. Don't disregard that when I say they're just possible in the middle of the video, because some of them are more likely than others, especially between the January 4th and 5th time frame. And I'll show you that system here. This is the first time actually looking at the updated European model. Crazy me, right? All right, but anyways, no more talking. Let's get right to this here. You can see as we go past that New Year's time frame here, you can see as we go into that New Year's time frame, now, notice the system that comes on the California coast here and then Arizona eventually here. Notice how it just fizzles on out. You can see these two blue H's. Those are high pressure systems. Those are like not letting, they're so strong, they're not letting any system through. Though, when the high pressure is going to start shifting, we get a little bit of a noticeable system here with potentially some mountain snow in New Mexico and maybe even some isolated severe weather in Texas if we could get this system going good enough. Here you can see we do have a little bit of mixing in the mountains in California right there. You can see we have a little bit of another clipper to watch here in Wisconsin and Michigan. System off the Gulf Coast, I don't think that's going to be a severe weather issue. If it is, I'll update you, but right now it doesn't look like it. You can see right here, this is a little more certain because of how close it is here. My regards here is that we're going to have clipper system after clipper system in this region right here. I'm highlighting it on the map. All of the Great Lakes region is expecting clipper systems, with the highest probability being the Great Lakes and Lake Erie, though Lake Ontario is still a possibility as well. So don't disregard if you're in Lake Ontario. As we continue this time frame here, you can see heavy rain for portions of Florida. Might have severe weather on this day. We might need to watch how that low shifts here. That all just depends on how it travels. As we go into that fourth time frame here, you can see some mixing happening in Maine there. And then as you can see, we get another wintry system perhaps for the southwest here. We might need to monitor that closely, though it's not really going to look to be a big system. Though as we go into the 5th, notice that we do get some heavy mixing and some heavy snow here in Oklahoma and Kansas right here. Also with the 988 millibar low here in the Pacific Northwest, putting down heavy bouts of mountain snow. There probably will be a couple winter storm alerts in the Northwest. I wouldn't be surprised. Though winter weather advisories seem more likely for Oklahoma and Kansas system at this point. As you can see, the next system we're going to watch here, watch as these two systems travel here. And you produce heavy rain over portions of the southeast once again here. As we go past that 6th time frame into the 7th, notice we have a 999 millibar low. By the time we get here, heavy snow coming down in California all the way into Idaho. All those states dealing with heavy snow at this time frame here, and we're also looking at a pretty hefty system with pretty hefty rain totals for the southeast. I wouldn't be surprised if we got severe weather as well with that. We'll really need to watch that. I really don't want to have another stuttery blooper like I did. swears as a time frame. But anyways, let's go back here. You can see 990 millibar low by the time we get into the 7th time frame. Now things start getting a little uncertain as we go into this time frame, though it is within 10 days. So this is a system to watch because all models are in agreement. We may have a massive winter storm, though it is possible. Just because I said we might have a massive winter storm doesn't mean we're going to have it likely. I'm saying there's a short possibility right now because the model has been showing it the past couple runs. And they've been in agreement with the GFS. So that's going to be something to really keep an eye on as we head later into the forecast period. Probably on January 2nd, we'll have more information on this because it'll be within 6 days of that, less than a week or so. But watch as the system starts to gain strength here. Now it looks like it's a full-on blizzard. Though, like I said before, there's a lot of uncertainty going into this. Where, who gets it, very uncertain. Do not ask me in the comments. I'm not going to answer that because I'm literally saying it now. There's a lot of uncertainty, and anywhere could change who or where gets impacts from this potentially massive winter storm. All right? So I'm not going to answer any comments about where am I going to get this blizzard? Where is this going to be? Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear it because I just said it right now. But anyways, back to the video again. Sorry about that. But as we go into this time frame here, we get a 989 millibar low. Again, guys, a system to watch, though possibly going to change as we go into the next couple days here and the next week or so. There is a lot of uncertainty if there's going to be severe weather in the southeast with this as well. It certainly looks like a heavy system with showers and thunderstorms definitely with this, but severe weather is very uncertain with this. I haven't even looked at the shear rates and stuff yet, so I don't know any of that information, sadly, about that, guys. But this is the end of the European model run, 10 days out, well, 9 days out. You can see January 9th, 12Z here. You can see that's in the morning. We have potentially a full-fledged winter storm going on, potentially blizzard if we can get the conditions to come together in Kansas upwards into Wisconsin. And I'm going to say it one more time. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I'm not going to hype anything up. So if you guys are hoping that I'm going to say, ooh, there's going to be a blizzard on January 9th, let's start tracking this 10 days out, or 11 days out. I'm sorry, 9 days out. Sorry, guys, I'm really tired. 9 days out. All right, just don't worry about it. I just answered it for you. If this storm gets big, I'll obviously update you on it. Weather Watcher and One Nation Weather will be on the go as well with this system, so nothing to worry about there. Okay, for some no-hype information about this potential, for God's sake, polar vortex and stratospheric warming, I'm going to break it all down for you. Like I said, guys, I'm not trying to do any hype here at all. But I am seeing a lot of stratospheric warming here, looking up 100,000 feet into the atmosphere. That is, fortunately, in the stratosphere. So we're going to have to watch that closely over the course of the next few days. Again, uncertainty is there regarding everything that's going to happen here. But models have a very good agreement that stratospheric warming gets so strong it pushes the polar vortex out of its place, and it allows some of that cold air to dump into the United States. That is uncertain, though the models are very ensembled and very in agreement. I am a little concerned considering that there is an ensemble guidance agreeing together that the polar vortex is going to break apart. We are really going to have to watch to see how this manifests. But let me just say, we are well beyond what we should be, 364 hours out, or I'm sorry, 384 hours out. I should not be forecasting this far. Let's just ignore this map right now. Let's just rewind it here for the heck of it. All right, now we are on January 2nd, all right? Much better. Whew. All right. But like I said before, a lot of uncertainty regarding stratospheric warming and the polar vortex. Yes, the polar vortex possibly, if things come together, might break apart and might send a load of cold air to the United States before January 15th. That is uncertain right now, so don't ask me that in the comments either, because I just answered it. There's a possibility, but there is also an enhanced likelihood as we go into that February time frame, because sometime this winter it's going to break apart. If it's not going to be in January, it's going to be in February. See where I'm going? Not saying that it's like 100%. But it's like definitely a possibility that we get the polar vortex through here either this or next month and in February. So it's just going to be something to monitor. No hype with this at all. If I hyped that up just now, I'm sorry about that, Weather Watcher and One Nation Weather. But I try not to hype things up a lot. But you heard what I just said, guys. Don't hype things up. It's stupid and it's not going to get you anywhere. It's just not going to sound accurate. When you hype things up, people realize it. And then they question the forecasting. Like, is this accurate or not? Yes or no? Ask that to yourself before posting that to YouTube. Alright? Because people aren't going to watch if your forecasts are inaccurate. Alright? I'm not going to point out channels, but I do know quite a few that are very hypothetical, is what I should say. I don't know how to phrase it. But this was the last part of the video, so let's get to my summary here. You can see my confidence basically with the Clipper systems and all that is pretty high. Alright, yes, we are going to have pretty big northwest flow through the Great Lakes region, as you saw on the Radar Omega earlier in the video. We are most likely going to have quite a few clippers that clip areas, and some of those could be snowstorm-like. Not saying it's going to be a full-fledged winter storm or anything. Some of those could produce maybe quick blizzard conditions, but they're not going to be blizzard warnings, all right? You know what I'm saying. Short-term blizzard conditions. I'm saying like just a short period of 30-plus mile-per-hour winds, maybe even some whiteout conditions at times with some of those stronger squalls, especially with some of those heavier Clipper systems. We could have some of those whiteout conditions as well as 30-plus mile-per-hour winds. And then as we go into January 6th and beyond, my confidence starts to get a little lower because like I said at the beginning of the video, a lot of uncertainty is going into these model trends. And this is likely going to change bit by bit. And who, where is going to get this? I don't know. We are well beyond, but we're near a week, so you guys can be patient until my next couple videos here. And also, guys, before I wrap up, I just wanted to do one more thing. Beyond January 12th, things are likely going to get super active. All right, yes, it's going to get very active. Does that system happen on the European model? My confidence is medium to high at this point, because I know a system is brewing, though we don't know, is it going to be winter? As of right now, it looks like it's going to be a full-fledged blizzard, but like I said, that's going to change, and it's likely going to change a lot as we go into the next week or so. So don't hype anything up, guys. That's my advice for you. Just don't hype anything up, all right? I learned that hyping up is not good, not fun. Don't hype anything up, all right? Again, I'm not going to mention channels, but just don't hype anything up like the few channels you watch that hype things up, all right? Maybe you don't. But I'm just saying, all right? I'm recommending these weather channels before I exit and say Happy New Year to you guys. I'll see you next year. I'm not going to be doing a video tomorrow. So I guess you're just going to have to wait until Monday until the next update. Anyways, I have recommended channels. I have Weather Watcher, One Nation Weather, Mitch West Weather, Weather on the Go in some shape or form. Sometimes he can go way out there. Max Velocity, and that's about it. So those 4 channels, again, Weather Watcher being like the best one, One Nation Weather being the second best one, the third one being Mitch West Weather, and fourth, Max Velocity. Alright, 4 recommended channels for you. They're on the screen. They will be for the rest of the video. Happy New Year to everyone out there. I hope you have a wonderful time watching the ball drop. And in the Great Lakes, I hope you guys enjoy that Clipper system because it's not waiting for anybody. Alright, guys, Happy New Year.